Okay, so myself, Heny Patel. So today I'm going to present for the economics project, and these are my team members. So let's move forward with the first article. So yes, this is the news that Middle East war could cause oil price shock worldwide wants report 2023. So in this news, basically, this tells us that it is about the price changes of oil. So So today I'm going to present on the research for this articles which me and my team members had were working throughout this whole week from 6 to 7 weeks. So let's start. Middle East war could cause oil price stocks, World Bank warns. So this is the news basically on the oil prices which fluctuated because of the conflicts between two countries. So, this news is basically about a recent conflict between Israel and Hamas. As per the report, this conflict arose due to the increase in the price of oil. World Bank, World Bank, if this continues, it could cause oil prices to rise up to 75%, heading basically the demands of so like this is what this news says as Israel, there was a conflict between Israel and Hamas, and in that conflict, the oil prices were rising. So the World Bank was worried that the oil price could rise at the higher basis. So the effect of conflicts on oil prices, basically, the demand and supply of the product is dependent. Demand and supply of a product is dependent on various factors, and these factors basically are affected very badly due to the wars and political conflicts. Not only the primary suppliers, but Israel is not only the primary supplier of crude oil, but however, its neighboring Middle Eastern countries like Iraq, Saudi Arabia, UAE are some of the major oil suppliers. So let's move forward uh, uh, with this news. And in this, the demand and price graph of oil, it can be shown it is shown that the x-axis in this indicates the price of the oil, which is very high, and the y-axis indicates the demand, and the demand is low. So to conclude this news, oil is an essential commodity in the market right now. Most other services or products are directly or indirectly dependent on oil. So if the price of oil increases, then it will affect the price of the products as well. Let's move forward with the other news. So, what's this news about? This news is about the products in which the consumers are affected. Like we can say the consumers are cheated without they are knowing about that thing. So the news title says that dollar box less cereal calls for more than transparency when companies shrink your groceries. Harry. So, shrinkflation. What is shrinkflation? Shrinkflation is the cost cutting and marketing techniques that companies use while maintaining its price and packing by reducing the quantity. So, customers are very badly affected by this as they are unaware about the quantity reduced by the company. So, customers frequently fail to detect this shift as the whole packing and pricing both are the same, but the quantity in it gets reduced. Shrinkflation is a reaction that enables business to sustain their profit margins without explicitly raising prices in response to increased manufacturing and component cost. So effects of shrinkflation. So is affected by shrinkflation? Shrinkflation affects customers badly, as in this, customers can lower their buying power, in general increase their price across the economy. To mitigate the impact of inflation on their profit margins, companies may opt to decrease the quantity or dimension of their product. Thus, At the same time, they are paying more for the quantity, which for the quantity which is less they are getting. So thus, for the same money, you will receive less merchandise. So let's understand the shrinkflation deeply with this example. You can see in the image that the honeycomb cereal packages, the package of earlier which is taller, and right now the package is much a bit small. So we can say that the customers didn't recognize cannot recognize it as it is till they are not put it together and compared. So this says that the image 11.7% decrease in cereal content Ellen Nuance experience with a different sized box. So in this, the same thing, the packaging, the price, everything was same, but the size of the product was reduced. So how customers feel when they know that they are cheated, they are cheated and they are dealing with this shrinkflation. So reducing the product size by maintaining its price, the customer when they came to know that they are treated like this, so basically some customers get very frustrated, some feels like betrayal, distress. This badly affects our economic too, as customers do not willingly will do not will to buy that product and search for other alternatives too. So shrinkflation is a way of companies to maintain prices while reducing the product size. So in this way, when the company opt for shrinkflation, the companies is benefited in a high manner as price and everything is perfect, but they reduce the quantity, so eventually their production cost reduces. So cost management, hidden price increase, maintaining perceived values, consumer behavior, increase in profit margins, are this all highly increase the profit margins of the company, and the company is benefited very much. So, to conclude with, when living expenses rise because of things like food, inflation, people might have to set aside more money for necessities, which leaves less for savings or discretionary spending. Since consumer spending is a significant contributor to economic activity, this may affect the stability and growth of the economy. Let's move forward with the next news. So, this news is about the price elasticity of electricity in America. So, what is price elasticity? The degree to which price changes impact a product's demand is known as price elasticity. Price elasticity are basically of two things: low price elasticity, high price elasticity. The price elasticity of demand and the price elasticity of supply. So, in this, we are going to learn about the price elasticity of demand. This news says that in economics, price elasticity of demand is a metric that expresses how sensitively the amount of a good is requested in response to price fluctuations. In other, it reveals the degree to which consumers are sensitive to change in price of a specific commodity or service. The US electricity market. In the news says that the US electricity market has the this complexities such as distribution costs, general techniques, legal frameworks, environmental concerns, and many consumer behavior pricing impacts. So the consumers impact of consumers and the economy. So price elasticity and consumer challenges basically says that it plays a significant role in influencing customers ability afford utilities like electricity with growing expenses and becoming increasingly sensitive to price changes. High price elasticity means small price increases can lead to reduced consumptions, putting pressure on households. So now, this was the impact on customers. So now let's see the impact on economy. The impact on economy is about the impact on consumers' ability to pay for utilities has broader economic implications. Reduced consumptions due to price increase can affect the revenue of utility providers and potentially hinder economic growth. Price elasticity helps in understanding this dynamics. So, to conclude this news, it is said that a key instrument in economic decision making, price elasticity helps firms, governments, and economics allocate resources and comprehend the complex interplay between supply and demand. Price elasticity is still essential for addressing affordability and guaranteeing economic sustainability when resources are limited. So, what's the news now? The productivity problem in Canada economy is really a marketing and sales problem. So, this news is basically on Canada's companies that the Canada has main problem in their marketing and sales. So, what is the production cost and cost? So, the production cost is entrepreneurs use labors and capitals as factors of production to convert inputs such as raw materials into finished goods and services. A production cost is the relationship between the output and input utilized in the production process to determine the cost. We use to determine the cost we use three terms. So basically these three terms are very common, we all know that very well. So it is fixed cost, variable cost, and total cost. So the reason behind Canada's economy. This research paper shows that the Canada spends less money on marketing and sales than US. So it struggles very much in branding and in uh, making the companies making aware people about the company. So Canada has the lowest number of manufacturing companies in OECD, and addressing this problem requires creating companies that scale from startup to world class status. So this problem is basically arise due to its marketing and sales strategies. Canadian companies face challenges in growth due to marketing and sales issues. They enter smaller markets and wait to raise capital, leading to slower growth. Development frequently belong promoted as the most basic factor driving development. So, what are the recommendations to increase the productivity in Canada? So, the most common recommendations are improve and invest on the marketing and sales and improve the marketing strategies, set productivity goals and measuring results, reducing the focus on STEM careers and promoting careers in MNS, maximizing profit by maximizing quality and scale, decrease scientific research and experimental development, credits on internal productivity and increase in credit for new product creation, focus on industry supply. Along with focusing on market and sales, companies should focus on production and cost also, and where to sell and how to provide quality with marginal revenue. So this news says us that the main and the basic strategy from which the company can gain profit is its marketing and sales. If we invest on marketing strategy, obviously that will affect the customer's mind, and the customer will came and get attracted towards your company. So one should invest at a high rate in marketing, so that in order to earn the high profit and make the customers know and attract the customers towards that product. So let's talk now about Canada's economy, which has less competition than it used to be in the past days. What this report says, let's have a look on it. So, this report says that Canada's Competition Bureau recently published in this report that the competitors of the company has reduced from like 2000 till in 20 years till 2020. The report concludes that that is now less healthy competition between companies in Canada compared to the past. The term competitive intensity in the report refers to the level of competition among firms and consumer spendings. So the study use granular data from Statistics Canada and other government sources to assess factors like profits and business creation. The number of industries considered highly concentrated also increased during this period. Due to this, the small business companies are very much affected as rich are getting richer. So the biggest company are being even less challenged by the smaller ones, as they do not have that much investment, and this industries has overall declined the small industries. The rich are getting richer too, as the report found the profit and markups have both risen over the past 20 years, especially at companies that were already high profitable in the first place. So lower the prices, greater the choice, and more innovation. The whole government approach says this. So, to conclude this news, we can say that Canada's economy has become less competitive over the past 2 decades. Uh, Big companies are becoming more dominant, and new businesses have more challenging time entering the market. This lack of competition leads to higher profits for the most prominent players, but it is not so great for consumers and customers, for small business, and even the entrepreneurs of small businesses.